Okay, now we're going to discuss about the fraction, and it is the word problem. It can be addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division of the fraction. But as long as you know the idea of each of them, you won't have any problem on determining the either you use add, subtract, times, or divide. Okay, let's start for the first question. Kim has $90 and she spent 1/4 on a pair of shoes, 20 on a grocery, and 1/10 of what she spent on grocery on her meal. How many dollars is she left with? First thing first, you need to separate all the category. Look, for this number, I think I need to put the here. Wait. Give me a moment. I am print screen this one specific question. There you go, and I will open this. Okay, so we have 4 questions on the first part, second part, and third part later on. Wait, I'm opening this. It's loading. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now please be with me, focus, stay focused, and I think you can overcome everything about this. Okay, Kim has 90. Okay, this is the total amount of her money. So first she has 90, and then she spent 1/4 a pair of shoes. So shoes 1/4 times 90, right? 1/4 of it. So how do you calculate this? As simple as this, over 1, 90/4. Right? If you're allowed to use calculator, that is more easily. So 90 divided by 4, you just divide by 2, divide by 2, right? Simplify the fraction. 45/2, and it has to be $22.5 for shoes. 20 on groceries, so you don't have to calculate anything, right? 20, so you don't have to put the fraction at all. And now 1/10 of what she spent on her grocery. So, and 1/10 on her meal. So meal, 1/10 of groceries. What is groceries? $20, right? And put over 1. And by the way, before you multiply, you can just cross this out, right? So 2 only. So how many dollars is she left with later on? We have to calculate every expenditure or every expenses that she pay for shoes, groceries, and meal. Add all the numbers. So it is 0.5, right? 2 plus 0 plus 2, 4, $44.5, right? So the remaining money, or the amount of money she has left is $90 subtract by the money that she used, right? So the answer is $45.5. Okay, that's it. So the answer is $45.5. Okay, I'll copy this to you, $45.5. Do you have any questions so far, Rachel? Hello, any questions so far? Okay, so we continue. $45.5. Wait, I need to back. So $45.5. Okay, give me a moment, please. Okay, so Peter made a garden. He grew flowering plants in 2/4 of the area, ornamental plant in 1/8 of the area. How much space is left for him to grow veggies? So what do you know about this? So we need to understand that the total is always 1, right? So the total is always 1. The whole part is 1. So he grew flowering plant 2/4, ornamental plant 1/8. How much space is left for him to grow veggies? So the space left is 1 subtract 2/4 subtract 1/8, right? And then you can make the denominator equal. I make everything in fraction first, and I put the denominator as 8 as usual. Times 8 times 8 times 2 times 2 times 1 times 1, right? And then what next you can do is try to put all the denominator here in the same place. 8 subtract 4 subtract 1. So the answer is 4 minus 1, 3. 3 over 8 part that he used to grow veggies. Okay, so 3 over 8 part, or 3 over 8. You can just write like this in Google form because we don't have the features to write the denominator and numerator on top of one to another. Okay. So this is the answer, 3 over 8. Okay. We go 3 over 8. Shalu completes her works 1 over 4 of an hour. She waits for her friend for 1 over 2 of an hour. How much more time will it be an hour? Can you tell the fraction also? Okay, let's try. We need to read the question properly. Shalu complete her works in 1 over 4 of an hour. She waits for her friend 1 over 2 of an hour. Okay, how much more time will be an hour? So how much more time will be? It will be an hour. Can you tell the fraction also? I think I don't get the idea. I don't get the question. What is your teacher try to tell you about, or the question tries to explain? So Shalu completes, so write down, completes 1 over 4 of an hour, 1 over 4 hour, of course, right? And then Shalu waits for her friend for 1 over 2 of an hour, 1 over 2 hour. How much more time will it be an hour? Oh, okay. So 1 over 4 compared to 1 over 2. So you have to subtract this minus 1 over 4, right? She waits for her friend for 1 over 2 of an hour. How much more time will be an hour? Can you tell the fraction also? Okay, here. So you multiply by 2. You multiply by 2 also. I'm quite doubting this answer because I don't know whether your teacher give you a trapped question or no, but I think it is 1 over 4, in my opinion. Okay, again, I don't have any I'm not sure about this question, about my answer as well. It can be minus, it can be plus, but I think it's plus because how much more time? So it has to be finding the difference, right? So 1 over 4. This is in my opinion, okay? So I think I still put this because the question is not clear enough to give you the idea, okay? So let's go to the next question. Make it fast. 1 over 4 as previous. 1 over 4. Okay, this is very simple. Rose ate 1 over 2 of a chocolate. And Tim ate 1 over 6 of the same chocolate. What fraction the chocolate was left? Do you know how to answer this, Rachel?
No.
Okay, so what is the total amount? Remember, the total amount is always represented by a number. What is the number? Total, the first or the initial. What is the answer? What is the number, Rachel? It's always how many parts?
It's 1/2.
As always, yeah. So regardless to the number of the fractions, the first amount or the initial amount is always 1. Okay, so 1, and then Rose 8, so it is plus or minus?
It's minus.
Minus, okay. Minus by Rose part. Rose took 1 over 2, right? And then Tim, what else? What you can do next? What is for Tim?
Just 1 whole and 1/2.
And then what you can do for the Tim? Tim ate 1 over 6, so it is plus or minus?
minus.
Minus, that's right. So 1 over 6. So after you do this, you can do the regular subtraction. So what you need to do is try to understand the question. This is the first thing first. The important part. The first amount is always one part. Okay. So 1 over 1 minus 1 over 2 minus 1 over 6. Everything's supposed to be in fraction form. And you have to multiply with the number, with a certain number that can give you the same answer. Same denominator, 6. 3, right? And nothing to do with this, or just multiply by 1. So over 6, right? So 6 subtract 3, subtract 1. So 2 over 6. Or if you want to simplify, you divide by 2, 1 over 3. That is the answer. Okay. Any questions so far, Rachel?
No.
Okay. So maintain the focus because I think we're gonna go for the harder question. 1 over 3. 1 over 3. Next. Wow, piece of cake. Add. Whoa, so much question. Okay, I think it's still manageable. Add the fraction 2 over 8 and 6 over 4 and choose the correct option. Okay, what you can do now is try to add. Okay, 2 over 8 plus 6 over 4. And what you can do now, you make it the same denominator, times 2 times 2, right? Becomes 8. And you don't have to do anything or just multiply by 1, right? And then the answer will be over 8, 2 plus 12, right? So it is 14 over 8. No option, but we can simplify. You divide by 2, you divide by 2, right? So we can find the simplest answer, 7 over 4. Get this, okay? 7 over 4. Use the mouse, click it. That's the answer. And then for number 2, next number, subtract this from the sum of 2 over 3 and 3 over 4. So from is always first. So 2 over 3 plus 3 over 4, right? And then you subtract with 1 over 4. Okay, that's simple. So what to do? Make the denominator equal. If you think this is quite hard, make the denominator equal is the easiest way. Becomes 12, right? You multiply by 4, you multiply by 4, you multiply by 3, everything here, and then everything is in 12 already, right? So 8 plus 9 minus 3, right? So 8 plus 9, 17, minus 3 is 14 over 12, okay? Over 12. So it cannot be both correct. That's wrong. It has to be 140 over 120. It's same. So this is the answer. Okay, now out of 30 marbles, 1 over 5 are blue. So 1 over 5 of 30 marbles are blue. So the blue colored is 1 over 5 of means multiply times 36. Okay. So how many are blue? 6 or 30 over 5. It's the same, but it cannot be less than half. Oh, less than half part. That's right. True, because it's 1 over 5, right? So all of the above questions are right. This, and this. So all of the above options. 30 over 5 is also 6. 6 is 6 itself. Less than half, yes, because 1 over 5 is less than half. Okay, I will copy this. So we have all the answers. And we have all the workings. Now, after number 10, let's do 11, 12, 13. So do it one by one. What is the simplest form of 21 over 84? I think it's very simple. 21 over 84. So 21 over 84. You divide by a certain number. I think of 3. It's 7 out of 28. Okay, and then you can divide again by 7. You'll get 1 out of 4. See, you can do some workings. Find 3 over 4 multiplied by 36 over 5. 3 over 4 multiplied by 36 over 5. Again, what you can do is try to focus on top and bottom, right? 4 can be simplified with 36. You divide by 4, you divide by 4, and you cannot go further. So the answer will be 27 over 5. That's the answer, right? Because 9 times 3 is 27, 1 times 5 is 5. There you go, 2 1.5 times 3, 3 over 4. First thing first, if you look at this fraction, you need to change into a mixed fraction. Oh, sorry, from mixed fraction to an improper fraction. 2 times 2, 4, 4 plus 1, 5 over 2. You multiply with 4 times 3 here, 12 plus 3 is 15 over 4, right? And then if you, after you do this, try to find, are there any number that can be simplified further? 5 and 4 cannot, 5 and 2 cannot, 15, no, so nothing else. 75 over 8, right? Because 5 times 15 is 75. You may use your calculator to calculate to make sure that's the right answer here. So far, how's it, Rachel? Do you have any difficulties on following my explanation?
No.
Okay, nice. Now number 14. What is 5 divided by 3 over 4? So 5 divided by 3 over 4 is equals to, if you divide this, you actually put 1 here to make it more simple. And then 5 over 1, if you divide, you multiply with its reciprocal. Okay, reciprocal of 3 over 4 is 4 over 3. So it is 20 over 3. We have the answer. Right? Convert into simplest form, 3 over 5 times 5 over 3 times 2, 1.5, right? So 3 over 5 times 5 over 3 times 2, 1 over 2. 2, 1 over 2. Okay? For the first thing, we can cross this out everything. So it has to be 1, right? So the 2, 1 over 2 only. Or you can just write in an improper fraction. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So I don't know what is your teacher asking you to do. But in my opinion, you can just write like this. Or 2. Up to you. You give both answer. Okay? For this, yeah, just play safe. Okay? Now, write the fraction in form of fraction form of 0.002. So 2 over how many decimal places we have? 1, 2, 3 behind the dots, right? So after the dots, we have 3 numbers. So it has to be 1000, right? So 3 zeros. And then what next? You can simplify. You can divide by 2, divide by 2, 1 over 500, right? Because 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1000 divided by 2 is 500. So 1 over 500. Okay. Now, convert the mixed number 3, 1 over 2 into a decimal form. And also represent it on a number line. So 1 over 2 into a decimal form. So the decimal of 1 over 2 is 0.5, right? If 3, 1 over 2, just write 3.5. That's it. And if you want to point a number line, represent a number line, it is in between 3 and 4, right? So this is representation of the number line. This will be the number. So 3.5. Okay. Now let's go to the next question. I think I need to print screen this to you so you can see everything well. Divide. Oh, one more number. Okay, it's piece of cake then. Sorry. So how do you do this? 2 over 3 divide, so it has to be multiply, right? By what number, Rachel? If you want to change the divide into multiplication, 4 over 9 becomes something. What is the number, Rachel, here?
Um, um,
So here, I will repeat one more time. If I have 1/2 divided by 1/3, so you have to change the division into multiplication form, and you just switch this, becomes 3/1, right? So how about this then? So 2/3 divided by 4/9. So you can just write 2/3 multiplied by what number? One more time here, Rachel, please pay attention. If I have 3/8 divided by 2/4, let's say. So it is 3/8. You change the division, becomes multiplication. You switch this 4/2. How about if 2/3 divided by 4/9? So what I have to do? 2/3 multiplied by what number?
multiply by
By what number, Rachel? Look at the pattern. See what is changing.
the denominator and the numerator, so we have to do 9/4.
Nice. There you go. That's how you do. Okay. So you multiply by 9/4 because you just changed the position. Okay. On the second fraction, not on the first fraction. Okay, after you do this, just simply put on your calculator, or 2 times 9 is 18, 3 times 4 is 12, right? And you can simplify further, divide by 6, you divide by 6, right? To make the fraction simple, simplifying fraction 3/2, or 1/2, depend on what your teacher asks you. Okay, if your teacher asks you to do in mixed fraction, so just write 1/2 or 3/2. You can just write like that. Both of them supposed to be done. It's supposed to be okay. So I will put this in the Microsoft Word. I'm sending this to you later on. Okay, so we can clear this, and next. Okay, now let's try. Order from greatest to least fraction. So we have the harder question now. This is 3/5. Okay, I just write it down one more time. 1/3, 4/9. So the denominator is so hard to find. Okay, so I think I can just write 90. Right? Yeah, you can. So think of the simple one, 9 to 90 times 10. So this is times 10 times 10, 40. You have to make the denominator equal in order to find the same number, the exact number. So this is times 30, right? Times 30. So 30, oh, this is times 15 times 15. Okay, it's so bad. 105. And then times 5. Okay, 18 times 18 is 54. So the smallest supposed to be 1/3, right? Because this is smallest number. So 1/3 is in front. This is 1/3 first. Okay, you can cross it out. And compare the other, the smaller, the next smaller, 4/9. Okay, we get 4/9. And then, okay, we still have two possibilities. One more, 54, right? 54, so 3/5. Okay, so the last one will be 7/6. We get the answer. This. Okay, so the greatest common factor of 35 and 70 is, okay, you can just look at this. So the 35 and 70, we find the greatest common factor. So what number can be divided by both 35 and 70? So 35 can be divided by 1, 5, 7, and 35 itself, right? So how about 70? It can be divided by 1, 2, 5, right? And then 7, 10, 14, right? Just find the multiplication, and then 35, and then 70. Find the greatest of the common 35. That's it. Okay, so the greatest, the biggest number, 35. Okay, I will copy this because I don't have enough space to finish this question. So number 1 and 2, I'll give you all the working as well, so you can see everything. Okay. 3, find the fraction that equivalent to 7/8. So what you need to do, one by one. 21/24. I want to divide by 3, can I? Yes, 7/8. So that's the answer. Okay, because it's the same. The other can be producing 7/8. Okay, there you go. How about this? If I want to change this, 14/24, I divide by 2. 7 out of 12. See, not 7/8. 21/14, I divide by 7. Yes, I think I can divide by 7. Yes, 3/2. Far from 7/8. Even it's not getting near. 21/16. We cannot further make it further. We can simplify. We cannot simplify the fraction anymore because we don't have any greatest common factor, right? So 7/10 below number line. 7/10. What is 7/10? 7/10 is something less than 1, right? So as simple as that. This is 1 blah blah blah. This is 1 blah blah blah. This is 2 blah blah blah. Okay, this is 0. Blah 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 or 7/10. It's less than 1. Okay, now Joe got 1/4 pizza. Adi got 2/12 of the same pizza, and Stella got 4/16. Who got the least share? You have to compare where or which get the smallest shares. Joe got 1/4. Adi got 2/12. Stella got 4/16. You need to simplify the number. 2/12 become 1/6. This is we divide by 4, divide by 4 becomes 1/4. So the list is 1/6, right? Because the greater the denominator, the smaller the number. So keep in mind, greater denominator means smaller number, or smaller denominator means it has the greater number. If we have if the numerator are equal, so every numerator is 1, right? If the numerator are equal. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, there you go. Next question. 6. Change 5/8 into a decimal. This is a pure concept. So what you need to do is simply divide this using the old school way. 5 divided by 8. So this is 0. And then 0 times 8 is 0, right? You subtract as usual using the common division. 550. So you have to put extra 0. You have to put point here. 50 divided by 8 is 6, the nearest. Okay, we have the answer now, B. Okay, you can continue because there is nothing, no other option is 0, that is 0.6 blah blah blah, only this. Okay, let it be. Okay, now chessboard has 8 columns and 8 rows. Okay, I think I need to put this to make it clear that this actually is a chessboard. See, I need to put this. It is very, very simple, Rachel. How many squares that are black? 8 times 8. So the total column are 8 times 8, right? 8 rows and 8 columns. So total square, I mean, not total columns, I'm sorry, total square. It doesn't say whether it is black or white, but total squares combining black and white are 64 squares. The question is asking you for how many squares are black. So black squares, I think the question is wrong. The questions might be, what is a part of squares that are black? Okay, because black squares is always half of this, right? It has to be 32. How many squares are black? It has to be 32, but the question is wrong. The question is, what is the part of black squares? Okay, so black is 32 out of the total. Total is 64. Okay, so we have A for the answer. Actually, it can be simplified further. It can be simplified by writing down it is 1/2, right? It has to be half of it, okay, for the sake of fairness. So if you want to play fair play, I mean, do the fair play, you need to put the same amount of black and white squares in the beginning of the game. Okay, there you go. I will copy. And can I just submit this, Rachel?
Yeah.
Okay. Save with thanks. So I hope that you get a good score here. And the revision is quite simple, right? So I hope that everyone, every detailed question can be seen in the video later.